I sat in front of my beloved wife's grave for 60 years, from a spirited young man to a white-haired old man. I gently repeated her name over and over, telling her I'd come to be with her soon, so she would never be alone again. But I didn't know this 60-year wait had been a cruel lie from the very beginning. Not far from the grave, the woman I had longed for day and night was sitting on a swing with another man, mocking how foolish I was. It turned out the cliff accident all those years ago was a staged setup by her and the driver, and I believed it completely. I stayed loyal to her for life, even gave her 2 younger sisters a large portion of my father's company shares. As compensation for her death, her family lived off everything I worked for. They received a huge allowance every month and enjoyed a carefree life. They even wished for my early death, so they could inherit everything. Until the very end of my life, I unexpectedly returned to 60 years ago, to the very day she faked her accident. I woke up in a hospital bed, hearing her sisters sobbing beside me. They told me she fell off a cliff during a business trip, begging me to hand over the shares out of respect for our marriage. In my previous life, I believed them and signed the agreement with my own hands. But this time, I looked at their fake sorrow and felt only coldness inside. I had seen through it all. In this life, I would make these venomous sisters and the woman who betrayed me pay dearly for what they did. I ignored their persuasion and immediately announced the repossession of all shares under her name. Then I took my assistant and went to the registry office with the proof of her staged accident. I was going to cancel her identity myself. The clerk looked at her photo, praised her for marrying into wealth. I could only sneer inside. This woman had plotted everything just to run away with the driver. Now her death certificate had become the weapon in my revenge. I would erase her from the legal system completely, turn her into a ghost without identity, just as the clerk was about to stamp the document. Her 2 sisters rushed in, trying to stop everything. They couldn't believe it, that the brother-in-law who once did everything for them could become so ruthless. I stared coldly at them and corrected them without mercy. I was the only master of this family. They panicked, calling the woman overseas and begging me to reconsider. But the woman had no idea what was happening until she found her identity revoked, her bank accounts frozen, and she couldn't even leave the country. That's when she realized things had gone terribly wrong. But my revenge had only just begun. I publicly announced that I would hold an official wife selection ceremony. This shocked the sisters. They scolded me for being ungrateful, mocked that no one but the orphans I raised would ever marry me. I ignored them and replied coldly, "What I say is the rule." An elder from the family stepped in and recommended a suitable match. When I saw the face in the photo, my heart filled with emotion. She was the only one who stayed by my side when I had nothing in my past life. This time, I would make up for all the regret. I immediately went to the airport to welcome her back. At the same time, the woman and the driver were forced to return to the country. We ran into each other at the airport. She tried to gain sympathy with a dramatic act, claiming the driver saved her life. I looked at their fake smiles and found it utterly ridiculous. I exposed their lies on the spot and declared my absolute authority as the sole master of this family.